My name's David Jones. I was originally from Texas. I've lived the majority of my life there. Spent about 7 years in Nebraska as a kid. My brother is a history professor down in Texas. So if I wanted to play like war, well, okay, we would play war, but we had to play the War of 1812 and the Battle of New Orleans. We'd be riding our bikes, out in the countryside or whatever. It wasn't just riding our bikes. It was we were couriers working for the French Resistance. For me, history came alive, but that was what intrigued me, was the stories and just how cool that was compared to my own life. I found the SCA in Texas. You don't have somebody in elf ears running up to you and saying, I cast a spell on you. The armor is much more realistic. It's not like kids running around playing cops and robbers going, bang, I got you. No, you didn't. It's pretty easy to judge that way. I didn't want to join like a soccer league or baseball league or something like that. To me, that gets kind of old. Whereas with the fighting, with combat, it's different. Every single time you go up, you never know what's going to happen. Die of heat stroke, which we have had happen to guys in heavy armor. We have your ditch diggers, construction workers, Jewish, black, white, Asian, Indian. We try to get people to model the history, not so much the history as it was, but the history as it should have been. In our modern world, we have lots of prejudice, crime, abuse, theft. If it were your neighbor, you'd probably look the other way. In the SCA, we're honor bound to do something about it. Even amongst the lower ranks, with proteges and apprentices and squires, pages, each person is responsible to someone else. You watch the movies and you read the books and the comic books, and there's the heroes and the villains. We grow up, we see that it's really not so much black and white. You just try to survive, try to get by. It allows us to be who we had hoped we'd be when we were kids. The man who stands up for right, no matter what. Who is courteous, gentlemanly, for ladies. I think that there's something that we've lost in our advancements in being equal, gender-wise, is that it takes away from the men and it takes away from the ladies. No longer is a woman held as being something special, something to be treated well and kindly. She's just like one of the guys. And it also takes away from the men, because it doesn't allow a man to act like a gentleman, to hold the door, to give preference or deference to a lady, to treat her special. It takes away from the flavor of who we are and who we used to be. I saw how people were revered for things that, one, they would not be revered for in our mundane world, and two, probably that person was not someone who would be particularly revered themselves in our mundane world. Maybe the social outcast, or the person who didn't quite fit in, the misfit, the nerd. It registered with both myself and my wife that these are very special people. Well, they call it the dream. In my mundane life, I'm David Jones. In the SCA, I'm Baron of Artemisia.